Hello, everybody. Dante's Game Room back with another number one comic book review. This time it's Zombie Love Halloween 2025. This comic includes three stories. All of them were good. However, the second story by far was my favorite. The first story was something I enjoyed. The third story I just couldn't relate to as much, being an old cracker. I can't believe I wrote that. Yeah, being an old cracker. My knowledge of urban slang and culture pretty much is stuck in the 90s, to be honest. The second stories, like my generation of like urban culture, I grew up in Washington, D.C., I watched, house party movies, and, I love Martin, and, but that was like my era. I'm old, like I don't know the culture as much. Like my son is much more versed in it than I ever will be. But I mean, like I enjoyed Juice World. He was very talented. But anyway, I digress. The stories are second stories. The second story's art was dark and kind of reminded me of 30 Days a Night at times, which I really liked. It just really went well with the story and fit it perfectly, and can't wait to read more of the story. Um, I like the use of real places and events that were used in the first that were used in it. The fourth story's art was also something I enjoyed. It was also dark, but in a different way. It also fit the story well, and the fact that they used real historical figures in such a supernatural story was cool. Was a cool twist. The third story is where it fell off the rails for me. The artwork reminded me of Netflix cartoon more than anything else. I didn't really enjoy the animation style very much. It wasn't bad, just not something I'm into. And the story, I believe, is focused in a younger audience than I am, that can understand the culture and attitudes overall. This book has a lot to offer, and was done really well. Yeah, the second story at times I just felt uncomfortable, and, like I said, wasn't able to relate to it. The cultural dynamics are something that um, I'm really aware of or have a knowledge base in, like I said earlier, as being an old cracker. I guess that was the safest word I could think of. um, like, I guess trying to be funny, but at the same time, um, it really made me realize how far apart I am from my son's generation and understanding their cultural attitude. So, and I can only, my grandchildren's generation is going to be something even totally different than that. So, um, but anyway, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed the book. Like I said, the last story, the cultural shock was a little bit too much for me. Like I said, being an old cracker. so, but it's a good book. I really enjoyed the art. I really enjoyed the stories. And if I was younger or knew the cultural dynamics better of the third story, I'd probably enjoy that more. And like I said, the animation style just wasn't something that I'm into. But if I was younger and that's something that I was used to, I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. But anyway, Dante's Game Room out. Bye bye.